John, first off, just talk about the process here. Obviously, done with your time at Notre Dame, very successful career. So talk a little bit about what it's like to get ready and prepare for the next level.
It's great, especially working with these guys over here. Obviously, I was up at school for the last 5 years, working out with Coach Longo, working out with Coach Mendoza, with Coach Weiss, and it's a whole different perspective, really. Now that I'm done with college, it's a lot different because it's NFL, it's a job. And you have to be in here every day at a certain time and get ready to work. Working out here with Dre, Darius, Mike, and all those guys are just teaching us a lot about football, a lot about just the basics, a lot about the NFL, things that are going to be essential later in our career. So hopefully, hopefully this draft day will show what all this hard work has helped me out to do. Thought I had a great pro day. Hopefully that bleeds into the draft and I get drafted.
Yeah, everybody talks about your speed. What was the official time on your pro day run, and any other consequential times that people will be looking at?
Yeah, I think I ran like mid 4.5. I think they had me like a 4.57. I mean, there's always it always varies, but they always get the average. Thought I could have ran a lot better, but I had a little tweak earlier in the day on my broad jump, which was one of the first things we did. But I got that fixed. I feel really healthy. Everything else did pretty well. Ball drills I thought I did really well. No drops, no bobbles, nothing like that. So felt good overall about it. And to have 30 teams there out of 32 teams watching us, just blessed, especially to have Tyler with us, Manti, guys like that to get us lower status guys looked at.
What's the response that you've gotten so far, and what kind of interest have you drawn thus far from NFL teams?
I talked to the Broncos the other day, and he was really positive. Asked how I was, asked how I was doing, contact information for draft day, just stuff like that. Talked to some people that were in touch with the Steelers. So I got a good agent, and he's talking to a lot of teams, as many people as he can. He knows a lot of people, so hopefully he's doing a lot for me too. I talk to him all the time too. So I'm just staying really positive throughout this whole process. We'll see what happens, and whoever picks me up, I'm going to give it my all on that team.
Over the last 6 weeks, what are some of the things that you've really been working on to get ready and get prepared for that chance?
Just strength. And obviously, there's a big difference. It's pretty crazy. There's a big difference in your pro day preparation and your actual season football preparation. Getting ready for actual football, a lot more strenuous, a lot tougher on your body, much more tenacity. We're out here running a lot more, doing a lot more sled pushes, stuff like that. Whereas if it was the pro day or a combine, we're working on specific, touching the line and stuff like that. You don't do that in football. So huge difference in that way. Getting in a lot of really good shape right now. Obviously, I'm kind of sweating right now, so you can tell I just got done with a good workout. So I'm just getting ready for next week to see whatever team I go to.
How do you feel like your time at Notre Dame prepared you to try and succeed on the next level?
A lot, and especially because, Coach Longo actually brought us, all us seniors on pro day. He brought us together and he said, for the last 4 years, it hasn't just been 3 months working on this pro day, it's been the last 4 years, because everything you do in football has to do some way with a drill in the combine, or, lifting 225 or jumping, something like that. So really, we've been working the last 4 years for it. Coach Longo is really good at that. He has us doing those drills. He has us getting ready for, specific things like that, as well as getting ready for football. So, obviously they know we have a future in it, and a lot of guys from Notre Dame will have a future in it. So they keep us prepared, did a great job with us there, and, it's really worked out for all of us this day.
Every receiver, I think, would love to be targeted more, would love to see more balls. For you, looking back on your career, you didn't put up probably the numbers that you were looking forward to. How do you show these guys that you are the U.S. Army All-American guy that was coming out of Bishop Dwenger, and maybe it would just there are a lot of other things that you couldn't control.
Just keep my confidence up. I mean, what I did in high school, this has been my favorite sport since I've been a 6-year-old kid. So it's just what I do. It's not who I am, but it's what I do on a daily basis, and it's a sport I love. It's what I want to do for a long time. And that's what I'm working for. I'm working to achieve that dream and that goal. And with Notre Dame, I didn't get the catches I wanted. I didn't get the stats I wanted. But, I mean, that's not a big deal when you think of the whole scheme of things. I'm moving on now. You can't look back. You have a short memory. And going into the NFL, they're going to look at that. They're going to think, why didn't this guy play and such? But I'm just going to prove to them. I have to prove to them I'm going to get my one chance, and I'm going to have to prove to them with that one chance, this is what I can do. So I'm ready to do that.
Guy who got his chance last year was Dre Muhammad with the Raiders. You've been training with him. What kind of advice does he give you, and how valuable is that advice?
Well, first of all, Dre is awesome. I mean, we played against each other in high school, and didn't get a chance to play versus IU in college, but talked to him a lot throughout college, and now I'm finally training with him. And I've learned a lot about him, and he's a great person. And that's the main thing about him. He's a great person. He teaches. He's a very good teacher. He taught me like I was, didn't know anything, and it really helped me to understand the game. He was with the Raiders, and he learned a lot with the Raiders. He talked to a lot of pros when he was there, talked to a lot of coaches, a lot of scouts, asking them questions, just trying to learn himself. And all that he learned, he brought to us, and he taught us, me and Austin and Darius. So that's helped out a ton. And he just gave a plethora of information that, I'm going to take out when I get to whatever team I go to, and hopefully it'll work out for me.
What advice did he give you specifically about this process? Because he was a guy who was waiting there, seeing if he ran a really good time, waited and didn't hear his name called, and then got picked up as a free agent, got his invite to camp. What does he tell you about this specific time that you can use and keep yourself mentally strong as you look forward?
Just stick to what you've been taught. And we've been taught so much here through Mike Lito, through Carl, through Jeff, all the guys that work here. It's athletes with a purpose, and there's obviously, you see that whole saying up there, they ingrain that within our minds. And it's really something that I've taken to since I've been here, since I've been working out here, which has been about 3.5 months of work. But they teach you just to stick to what you've been taught, and it'll take you a long way. Just to trust in yourself, trust in the people that are teaching you, and it'll take you a long way. So I trust in those guys.
Final question: What's the ultimate goal for John Goodman?
I want to get to the NFL, and I want to show people what I really can do. Whether that's Pro Bowl, whatever it is. I just want to put everything out there. Leave everything, whether I make it or not. I just want to show people that I have the will to win. I have the desire to do this, and it's something that I've dreamt about my whole life, so hopefully I can.